Rugby. Man, things are heating up despite me wearing jackets now. Let's push our faces into the turf of the URC. The top 8 has been decided, and it started with the Bulls handily beating Glasgow Warriors in Pretoria. As with most matches in Pretoria, it just seemed like the visitors couldn't handle the Bulls' power. The hosts would just hand the ball to one of their loosies and let them debone whichever defender was in front of them. Once that was done, the backs could just skip around their carcasses, trying to avoid the gore. Yucky. 4 tries to 2 and the Bulls jumped up to 6th spot. Now they just have a pretty good looking Ospreys team to deal with in their last match. The late game on Friday was Munster hosting Cardiff, and it went as you would expect. Cardiff started pretty well, scoring 2 tries early on, but this is Munster, and in the end it was 42-21 for the hosts. Munster are looking good in second now, and their last match against a probably B-string Leinster team might secure them second spot. If Leinster had any national camaraderie in those no doubt pitch black hearts of theirs, they might even make the game a little easier for the Munster lads, so that more Irish sides could have local playoff games. But this is Leinster, they are evil. It won't happen. First game on Saturday, and it was the Lions hosting Benetton in a cavernous Ellis Park. If I had $44 billion, I'd buy the Lions and I'd move them out of the Joburg CBD. Somewhere people would actually attend games, Anyway, the Lions won after going behind by a whole bunch of points. Again, teams just haven't figured out that you shouldn't go so hard at the start of the matches there. The Lions always catch up in the end. Long may it continue. Zebre finally won a match after losing 23 games in a row. It was always going to be the Dragons, wasn't it? Both of these teams have been pretty dire this season, but I'm happy for the Zebre guys. I know what it feels like to go through a whole season without winning a single match. The next game was important for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, the Sharks had to keep winning to keep their playoff hopes alive. 2, Connacht had to win to be able to claim all 4 South African scalps, a big prize. But not today, Connacht. The quadruple crown still evades the European teams. And the Sharks now just have to visit Ulster and beat them to secure their home playoff spot. Gonna be tough. The next match was one of those prime time, everybody's watching big boy games that we used to get in the heyday of Super Rugby. Number 1 versus number 2, the young upstart versus the reigning champion. The Stormers took on an admittedly B-string Leinster team in Cape Town and won. Was a pretty good crowd as well. That makes the final score for the European visitors to Africa 2 games out of 24. Much like Livingston, they came here to die. The Ospreys and Scarlets also decided to mimic Super Rugby and played touch rugby, scoring 90 points between them in 80 minutes. It was very entertaining and also very bad for the Scarlets because it knocked them out of playoff contention. It also means there will be no Welsh teams in the playoff games. I'm sure they will make amends next year. Last game of the weekend between Edinburgh and visitors Ulster was also important for home playoff matches. Feels like all of them are. And Ulster's pack and the kicking boot of Nathan Doak won them the game. I think we might be hearing a lot more of Nathan Doak in the future. Kid's got game. The URC now takes a break for the Heinken Cup. Only the unwashed masses at the bottom of the log are playing some catch-up games for the next few weekends. We'll only get to see the final round of matches on May the 20th. That's ages from now. Let's just get to the news already. The Women's Six Nations ended this past weekend. Had it? And what we all knew to be true was confirmed. This English team is really, really good. I didn't watch the match live, but it seemed like they won using mostly their maul to score tries, which is a bit boring. Maybe next year, with more professional women's contracts being handed out, it'll be a bit more tight, with some great tries being scored. It's just cool that there is a next year to look forward to. Got it? Another cool one. Super Rugby Pacific has made us all sit up and take notice. Some Aussie sides have been a lot more competitive this year, and some of them have even been beating the New Zealand sides. Imagine that! The Aussies, instead of flipping over the chess table and going home to play checkers by themselves, have decided to get good. How novel! It remains to be seen if this past weekend was but a fluke, but that's the thing, it remains to be seen. I actually want to watch it. That's a good thing. And finally, the big old Heineken Cup quarterfinals are coming up this weekend. And as an URC enjoyer, I will be shouting for Munster and even Leinster. You heard it. For Munster, because I think they are cool. And for Leinster, because I want them to keep splitting their squads so that we can win the URC. And that was the rugby update for this week. With a blocked nose, I will be here next week to ask you, how are you? No, really. How are you? Bye.